Hey guys, this is going to be episode 6. Today we're going to talk about the plans for the building. If you've seen the first 5 episodes, it's all been me tearing down the old building, cutting down trees, and moving in some dirt. So today we'll talk about the design of the new shop that we're going to build. And I'll come up with some, or I'll tell you guys how I came up with some of the decisions for the new building. And Sunny is gonna help me, right? Yeah. What a good girl. All right, let's go to the size of the building. So the building is going to be 4,000 square feet, and the way we came up with that number is there's a formula that they have in the county design code that tells you how big your building can be, and it goes off of your lot size, and then also it takes into account your residence that you have on the building. Or in my case, I don't have a house there, so they give you 750 square feet because they figure, I don't know if that's like the minimum build size of the county or if that's just an arbitrary number that they came up with. So anyway, the formula is something like the size of your property minus half an acre, and then you take 3% of that number, and whatever that number is in feet, plus 750 or the first floor square footage of your house equals whatever. So in my case, that's 4,080 square feet, I believe. So I'm going to build a 4,000 square foot building. And I basically picked up the dimensions of the building to be 50 by 80. And that's basically 50 feet will cover any motorhome I might get in the future. Or if I upgrade to a longer fifth wheel camper, the longest motorhome is like 45 feet, so it will just fit, because remember, 50 foot by 80 foot is the outside dimensions, so the walls are 8 foot thick, so 8 foot, they're 8 inches thick, so you lose 16 inches on that. So it's going to be tight in there if I were to get a 45 foot motorhome. I don't really see that happening, but I'm trying to plan ahead so I don't have to make any big changes later on down the road. And then 80 feet was, how long it has to be to get yourself 4,000 square feet. So that one was easy to pick. We're going to go 20 foot tall on the eaves, and that's just going to make it so that I can have 2 floors in there and give me plenty of room to do that and have nice tall ceilings. So I want to have in the 4th bay, so the building is laid out in 4 bays, each 20 feet. And in the 4th bay, I'm going to have a loft area in the future. I'm not going to do that in the original build, but I'm planning this out. So I want to have enough room to have 2 floors and a lot of headroom. So the first 3 bays, the first bay I'm going to have for like the boat, and then in the back will be like the landscape maintenance area. So the tractor will stay there along with some implements, and then weed eaters, chainsaws, leaf blowers, all that stuff. Shovels, rakes, all that stuff will live back there. Then the 2nd bay can be for the camper or whatever like big long-term project I want to have. Like, say I want to buy an Airstream and renovate that. Well, that's a good bay for that. The 3rd bay is going to be the main like car work bay. So I'm going to have a 2-post lift in there, and this is where I'm generally going to work out of if I'm doing maintenance on the cars or doing mods or whatever. And then the 4th bay is going to have an office, a couple restrooms, and also like a fabrication area. So that's where all the like drill press, welders, sheet metal brakes, all that stuff are going to be like in that 4th bay in an area that's probably like 20 by 20. So basically a 2-car garage sized area that's just dedicated to being a fabrication shop. And then of course that's going to open up into the rest of the building, so it should feel pretty open. And if I have larger pieces, I can kind of work kind of out of that area but into the other bays. So that's the plan for that. All right, so here's the drawing of the shop. Here's what we're working with. As you can see here, 50 deep, 80 wide, 20 high. It's got a 112 pitch on the roof. And so I went with that because it's low enough that you won't be able to see it from the outside, so you don't have to have it painted. So that saved me $1,500. So anyway, I got my three 14 by 14 openings here. Again, that's just so any RV or anything can fit through there, and it's easy to back it up in there. This will be probably the main door that I use to get in and out of the building. The office will be in this corner. You can see there's two openings for windows here. So they're 6 feet wide and 3 feet high. This door here is going to be probably, so I'm planning on having a car wash area right around here. So I'll probably have like car wash supplies and stuff on the inside. So this will, just give me access in and out to get that type of stuff without having to open this garage door. So this is going to be the door for like the tractor and then all the landscape stuff. As you can see in the back of each of the bays, I have these 5x2 windows. So there's two of them in each bay, and they're up high. There's 16-foot sill height, and that's just to let extra light into the building without, having people be able to like walk up and see what's inside. So also on the garage doors on the front, they're going to have windows, and you'll be able to it will let light in, but they're going to be mounted high enough that you can't just walk up and see inside. Yeah, so this door location over here is going to be where the access is to the restroom that you can only get to from the outside. It won't have access to the rest of the shop. So that will be if anyone's camping or anything, they can use that restroom. This is just the back door. So that's my basic building design. Okay, that's great. You show me the drawing and everything, but what is this actually going to look like? So when I first saw this building here, I was like, wow, boom, got it. This is exactly what I want to do. But, after a while, I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I'm like, you know what? That building kind of feels hot to me. And when you're in North Carolina and it's the summertime and it's so hot and humid, like this building just seemed like it was going to be too hot going with this color scheme. As it turns out, this building is in Ontario, so that that color scheme works great for Canada. I love it; it's beautiful, but too hot for North Carolina. So have to pass on that color scheme. Some of the other options I'll show you real quick. So like this building here has the overhangs and has wainscoting. I thought I wanted to do that at first. Then I realized like, okay, it costs a little bit extra money. And then with as flat as my roof is going to be, it's going to be 1-on-12 pitch. The overhangs don't quite look as right. And then having wainscoting, that's like a personal taste thing. In the end, I thought, I really like the more industrial look of not having that. So it's kind of a decision I made. So that's another picture of the same building. I saw this one. I'm like, yeah, I really like that charcoal gray color and the industrial look of no wainscoting, no overhang, flat roof, can't even see it. I like that look. But then again, I also like this one. This building looks awesome. It's got big overhangs, the wainscoting. That's just a great building too. I don't know that you can go wrong if you have a nice big garage. So these are just some other ones that I liked that I used for inspiration and kind of trying to decide what I wanted to do. So we'll go back through here real quick. So I saw this building and I'm like, I really like the color scheme in this one. It feels cool, but it has enough, with the dark doors and the wainscoting, like that's getting closer to what I like. And here is the final picture. So this is what my color scheme is going to be. It's going to be ash gray walls, and it's going to be the charcoal trim and gutters. I think this building just looks cool. It looks industrial, looks tough. Looks like, man, this is a serious building where serious work gets done. It's not just for show. Anyway, this is my color scheme I'm going with. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully now you can have the same vision as I do when you saw the drawing of what it's going to look like with your 3 14 by 14 doors, and then it's going to be this color scheme. Yeah, this is what it's going to look like. All right, so now you know what the building's going to look like. Leave some comments below. Let me know what you think about it, and make sure you like it. If you like it, you know what I mean. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. It's not mandatory, but I'd appreciate it. And stay tuned for further episodes. We're going to get this building up soon.